When Cinderella is a young girl, her widowed father marries Lady Tremaine, a widow with 2 daughters of her own. He dies shortly thereafter. Lady Tremaine, jealous of her stepdaughter's beauty and determined to forward her own daughter's interests, orders Cinderella to become a scullion in her own chateau, banishing her to the attic and overburdening her with chores. Cinderella's stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella, also take advantage of her meekness, mocking her and adding to her workload. Despite this, Cinderella remains kind of heart, obediently doing her chores whilst taking care of the mice and birds that live in the chateau, making friends of them. She also protects them from being eaten by her stepmother's cat Lucifer, who makes her duties even harder in retaliation. One day, the local king becomes impatient for his son to provide him with grandchildren. Despite the objections of the Grand Duke, the king invites all the eligible maidens in the kingdom to a royal ball, so that the prince will choose one as his wife. Wanting to attend, Cinderella finds a dress of her late mother's to fix up. Her stepmother and stepsisters, afraid she will upstage them at the ball, deliberately keep her busy with no time to spare. Jack, Gus, and the other animals decide to fix up the dress for Cinderella, using beads and a sash discarded by the stepsisters. However, when Cinderella attempts to go to the ball with her family, her stepsisters recognize their belongings and angrily tear the dress into rags, before leaving Cinderella behind. A distraught Cinderella storms out to the garden in tears, kneeling by a stone bench. There, she is met by her fairy godmother, who has come to help. She transforms Jack, Gus, and 2 other mice into 4 white horses, a pumpkin into a coach, and Cinderella's old horse Major and bloodhound Bruno into a coachman and footman, respectively. The fairy godmother also gives Cinderella a shimmering ball gown and glass slippers, but warns her that the magic will all end on the stroke of midnight. Cinderella arrives at the ball, and is not recognized by her stepsisters, though her stepmother believes something is familiar about her. The prince is instantly smitten, so the king orders the Grand Duke to make sure the romance goes without a hitch. The Duke prevents anyone from interfering as Cinderella and the prince dance a waltz and wander out to the palace grounds, falling deeper in love. However, when Cinderella hears the clock tolling midnight, she runs away before she and the prince can exchange names. Despite the efforts of the Grand Duke, Cinderella flees the palace, losing one of her slippers on the staircase. The palace guards pursue, but when the magic ends on the stroke of 12, Cinderella and the animals revert to their former appearances and hide in the woods. Cinderella discovers the other glass slipper is still on her foot, and takes it home with her. The prince promises he will marry none but the girl who fits the glass slipper. Elated, the king orders the Grand Duke to try the shoe on every girl in the kingdom until he finds a match. When the news reaches the chateau, Cinderella is shocked to realize it was the prince she met. Hearing Cinderella humming the waltz from the ball, Lady Tremaine realizes the truth and locks Cinderella in the attic. While the stepsisters unsuccessfully try on the slipper, Jack and Gus steal the key back from Lady Tremaine. As they take the key to Cinderella, they are intercepted by Lucifer. The birds summon Bruno, who scares Lucifer out of the house, and a freed Cinderella hurries to meet the Grand Duke. In a last effort to prevent Cinderella from overshadowing her daughters, Lady Tremaine causes a page to trip and break the glass slipper. Cinderella reveals she has the other slipper, which the Grand Duke places on her foot, much to Lady Tremaine's dismay. Cinderella and the prince are married, and share a kiss as they set off in a carriage for their honeymoon.